Hi, welcome everyone. I am Dr. Rajkumar from School of Physics and Material Science, Thapar Institute of Engineering and Technology, Patiala. This is the third video of root finding method for algebraic and transcendental equation. And topic to be covered in this video are Newton-Raphson method. So, Newton-Raphson method, it's a root finding method which produces successively better approximations to the roots of a real valued function fx is equal to 0. It uses the idea that a continuous and differentiable function can be approximated by a straight line tangent to it. So in this graph we shows that uh, a tangent line is drawn at initial approximation x naught and it is cutting the x-axis at this point x1. Again we take the value of function at the point x1 and at this coordinate x1 and fx1 we again have to plot the tangent at this point, and in this way we are approaching from x0 to x star, which is the root. So with every iteration we are approaching the root. So this Newton-Raphson method is one of the fastest iterative methods. In this method, one has to take due care while selecting the initial approximation, that is x naught, as it is very sensitive to this approximation. Once proper choice is made for initial approximation, it converges faster than Regula-Falsi method and secant method. If the proper choice of initial approximation is not made, the method may not diverge. So let us consider the graphical interpretation of this method. Uh, this method is valid for a continuous and differentiable function fx, and let us consider that x naught be a initial good approximation close enough to the root x star. So we have a function with the blue line fx, and we have this function cutting x-axis at x star. So this one is root, and our initial approximation is x0. Since we don't know where the root lies, for example, you have given an equation and you don't know about its root, so you make a initial guess. But you should guess this initial approximation wisely, such that this root lies, the initial approximation lies close to the root. So next, the idea is to start with initial guess, which is reasonably close to the true root, then to approximate the function by its tangent line. So at this initial approximation, we have to plot a tangent at point x0 and fx0. Compute the x-intercept of this tangent line. X-intercept means wherever it is cutting the x-axis, so which is x1 here. This x-intercept will typically be a better approximation to the original function's root than the first guess, and the method can be iterated. So this one is the first step. We have made an initial guess. From initial guess, we have calculated the second guess, second approximation to the root, and we keep on this iteration continuously until we get the required accuracy of the root. So let us derive the formula for Newton-Raphson method. We have a simple curve fx here, and we have initial approximation, say xn, and function value at xn is f of xn, so which is y. So this gives us height. The fxn gives us the height. So coordinates of this point are xn and fxn. Let us draw a tangent. Okay, so this one is tangent cutting at xn plus 1 on x-axis. Okay, so suppose current root is xn and next root is xn plus 1. Okay, now equation of tangent line to the curve y is equal to fx at x is equal to xn is y is equal to f dash xn, x minus xn plus f of xn. Okay, so this is a simple Taylor series expansion of f of xn plus h, where h is the error which is very small with respect to the root. Okay, so this is the simple Taylor series expansion. Now next is x-intercept of this equation. This is the equation of tangent at point xn and fxn. So x-intercept of this line is when y becomes 0. So at this point y becomes 0. So substituting x is equal to xn plus 1 and y is equal to 0 in above equation, we simply get, on rearranging, we get xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus f of xn divided by f prime xn. So from this step, on rearranging, we get value of xn plus 1 in terms of initial guess f xn and function value fxn, and we also require derivative of function at this point. So this is also called slope of the function. Next, we consider the convergence of this method. This method usually converges provided the initial guess is close enough to the unknown 0, that is, and also f prime x 0 not equal to 0, or f prime xn, whatever you call initial approximation or initial guess. So derivative should not be 0, because derivative is coming in the denominator of the Newton-Raphson formula. So if derivative becomes 0, the value become infinite. Its convergence is at least quadratic, which means that number of correct digits roughly doubles in every step. As the method converges on to the root, the difference between root and approximation is squared. So the number of accurate digits roughly doubles at each step. Now let us prove the quadratic convergence of Newton-Raphson method. According to Taylor theorem, any function fx which has continuous second derivative can be represented by an expansion about a point xn that is close to a root of fx. So we consider that point as xn. Suppose root of this function is alpha, so then expansion of f alpha about xn is f of alpha is equal to f of xn plus f prime xn into alpha minus xn plus higher order terms r1, where the Lagrangian form of Taylor series expansion remainder is r1 is equal to 1 by 2 factorial f double prime as a function of en multiplied by alpha minus xn square. So this is higher order term, which can be written directly as r1, and other higher order terms are neglected. Also, this en is in between xn and alpha. Now since alpha is root, so left hand side of equation number 1 is 0. Okay, so we put alpha is, f of alpha is equal to 0 in equation number 1, and now we divide equation number 2 by f prime xn. So divide both sides, left hand side and right hand side, by f prime xn. We get equation as f of xn divided by f prime xn plus alpha minus xn is equal to minus f double prime en divided by twice f of prime as a function of xn whole multiplied by alpha minus xn square. Now we also know that according to Newton's formula, xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus f of xn divided by f prime xn. Using this equation in equation number 3, that is a substitute value of equation number 4 in equation number 3. So we simply reduce to alpha minus xn plus 1 is equal to minus f double prime as a function of en divided by 2 f prime as a function of xn into alpha multiplied by xn whole square. So this is the equation we derived or deduced from equation number 3 while substituting equation number 4, Newton's formula. So what is the value of alpha minus xn plus 1? This is the error at n plus 1th iteration in the root with respect to original root. So we write it as epsilon at n plus 1. Epsilon is error. Similarly, alpha minus xn is difference will give you error at nth iteration with respect to alpha in the root, calculated root. So we denote it as epsilon n, and substituting these values we get epsilon n plus 1 is equal to this division term multiplied by epsilon n square. So if we take absolute value, so we remove the negative sign, and if we divide epsilon n plus 1 divide by if we divide epsilon n plus 1 with epsilon n square, we have a constant term here. Constant because it is a second order derivative and first order derivative at a fixed number. There is no x here. So we remember the linear convergence formula, in which we have epsilon n plus 1 divided by epsilon n raised to power m. So that m gives you order of convergence. So here value of m comes out to be 2. So it clearly shows that it is second order convergence. Okay. So now let us consider an example of finding square root of any number, say a, using Newton-Raphson method. So no equation is given, no initial approximation is given, and no tolerance is given, no accuracy is given in this formula. So we have to consider by our own. So first is find square root of a number a, for example. Then we have to make the equation for this problem. So equation is x square is equal to a. So if you simplify this equation, x is equal to square root of a simply. So we have to find square root of a. So I have simply written the equation x is equal to square root of a or x square is equal to a. This is the equation for this problem. Now we have to obtain the function, rephrasing above equation and denoting it as f of x is equal to x square minus a. So this is our equation, function equation for this problem. A derivative of this function is simply 2x. F prime x is 2x. So we have obtained the derivative as well. Now Newton-Raphson formula is xn plus 1 is equal to xn minus function and its derivative in denominator at xn. We can also generate recursive formula or iterative formula before putting the actual value of a. So simply substitute the value of function, its derivative in this formula, and on simplification you will get 1 by 2 in bracket xn plus a by xn. This is iterative formula. So you can use this formula for iteration instead of this one, or you can use any one of this and this formula in your iterations. So this is the arithmetic mean of the two terms xn and a by xn, because 1 by 2 is outside. So this is iterative formula. Sometime in questions it is asked to generate or find iterative formula for this problem. Then if we consider that we have to find square root of a number a is equal to 612 and our initial guess is 10. So x0 is 10. Now if we apply Newton-Raphson method, x1 comes out to be, substitute x0 is equal to 10 and value of function its derivative x is equal to 10, we get 35.6. So we are using Newton-Raphson direct formula. You can also use recursive formula. Similarly at x2 it becomes x1 minus ff x1 divided by f prime x1. Substituting the value of x1 and value of function its derivative x1, we get 26.395 and so on, higher order higher digits. Similarly for x3, x4 and x5 we keep on iterating, and you have a look at the new approximation obtained at every iteration. So we see that the root up to first decimal place keeps on repeating itself after x3. So third iteration the root up to first decimal place was 24.7, and in fourth again it was 24.7, and at fifth as well. So if we need accuracy up to first decimal place, we converge to the root up to third iteration, that is 24.7. But if you need higher accuracy, then we see that at second decimal place the value on third iteration is 9, whereas it changes at fourth iteration. So it means we have to again do iteration for getting accuracy at second decimal place. So up to fifth decimal place we see that we have 4 digits which are repeating in fifth iteration and 4 digits of fourth iteration. So 7386 are the 4 digits on fourth iteration, and we have 7386 again at fifth iteration. So if we require accuracy up to fourth decimal place, it means the difference of x4 minus x5 is less than 10 raised to the minus 4. So we reached our required accuracy. So the accuracy will vary if the tolerance is given. So you can stop at x3 if first decimal place accuracy is required. You can stop at x5 if fourth decimal place accuracy is required, and you can continue to do so if you need accuracy at higher decimal places. So the correct digits are underlined in every iteration. Okay, with only few iteration one can obtain a solution accurate to many decimal places. So this is how Newton-Raphson method works. Okay, so in this video we have studied about Newton-Raphson method, its graphical interpretation and its convergence, and also we have obtained the iterative formula or recursive formula for a given problem using Newton-Raphson method. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thanks for the watching the video.